you? Because I know a lot of people would be like, oh, you need to go to Audra because she can help you with this. She can help you with this. So that's my first interaction with you. And then at the Black Therapist Rocks conference, we actually met in person.
Yes. Yeah, because we had a conversation virtually first, right?
Mm-hmm.
And setting you up for your 2018 or one of them years. Seems so long ago, right? And so we had that conversation, then we got to meet. And I'm so glad that happened.
Me
And I
too.
tell you, when I first had the conversation with you, I immediately knew this woman is an action taker. Like, she's my kind of girl. She's an action taker. Like, she implements. You know, some folks will come and they'll have sessions with you and they'll sound all excited. And then you kind of check their social media a week or two later and you see nothing. That's not Maria. You have a session with Maria and she implements. So I love it. And y'all guys know how I feel. Go ahead and put in the comments, hashtag action takers win. Yes. Because they do. And she is definitely a winner because she takes immediate action. Mm-hmm. So tell the folks a little bit about what you do, because I'm just excited about everything in your brand.
So I am a licensed mental health counselor in Florida, and I own Autism in Black Inc. And that is my company that supports Black parents who have a autistic child. So for me, I have a 7-year-old. She just recently turned 7, and she was diagnosed at 18 months with autism spectrum disorder. And as a Black parent who's raising a Black child, the resources out there were like none existed, especially for parents. So I took it upon myself to create a business that did so, because when you have professionals coming in and out of your home, their focus, of course, is the child, and then they don't take culture into consideration at all. You know, I'm what I say is regular Black, and my husband is Haitian. So culture is a big factor in our home, and to have professionals come in and try to do any kind of treatment without taking that into consideration definitely makes treatment harder. You know, so I took it upon myself to create a business that helps parents have conversations with professionals to help parents wherever they are in their autism journey, because there are different levels and there's different things we have to deal with, and it can be so lonely. So just providing that space for Black parents.
You know, it's amazing to me how many women I know, how many parents I know have children with special needs, and they feel so alone.
Yes.
It's unfortunate that something so common is something that can still be so isolating.
Yes, most definitely. And I think it is, like, for us, we're the only parents in our circle who has a child with autism. So while my friends can be sympathetic and empathetic to a certain extent, they don't really know the day-to-day things that we go through, you know, so they're not really truly understanding everything. And that's why it gets so lonely, because, you know, if you're the only one in your group, you don't want to have to constantly explain and talk about it. So you rather just not talk about it. So then it gets to be isolating and alone because you're not sharing that with them, you know, because you don't want to constantly have to explain and feel like you're being judged because they don't get it.
Yeah, and judgment. Judgment. Somebody put in the comment, judgment. Yes. Dun, 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 dun. In the African American community, when it comes to autism, as parents, there's so much judgment. There's so much negativity. There's so much finger pointing. And it's really discouraging. And that's why I'm so excited about the story you're going to share in Fiercely Speaking. So can you give the people just a little bit about it? They got to buy the book to get it all, but get them going.
So my title is, the title of my chapter is Black Matters of the Heart. So in my chapter, I go through several experiences that led up to me getting the diagnosis for my daughter, and then what that meant for me. So several childhood experiences that set me up to be so accepting of who my daughter is, no matter, you know, what her diagnosis was, and to be able to let her know that there is no reason to be ashamed of who she is. So those experiences led me to be able to advocate for her, to let any and everybody know that she is autistic and we are so proud of her, and not to have any shame regarding that, because shame in the Black community regarding autism is a big factor. And, it's so hush hush, don't say the word. It's like, people think you're saying something. You say the word autism, people think death sentence for some reason, and that's just not what it is. So, my chapter is about how I evolved to be able to be so accepting of who my daughter is.
First of all, let's go ahead and put in the comments, whether you're Black, white, red, brown, put in the comments, autism, say the word. Put that in the comments right now. Autism, period. Say the word. I don't care what shade you are, put that in there, because it's important that we begin to say the word. And
Yes.
I am so thankful that we have people like you that are bringing this to the forefront and speaking fiercely in regard to their children and their children's experiences. We don't have to hide. We don't have to hide because our children have autism or any other family issue. We don't have to hide that. There's nothing to be ashamed of. We just have to increase our knowledge to understand what's happening, right?
Yeah.
So share with the viewers what's next for you.
Well, there's some children's books coming out, authored by me and my daughter. And we're expanding Autism in Black. We are expanding into a wellness center that will take care of all in-house needs. So you will have your speech pathologist, you'll have your OT, you'll have your physician, you'll have your therapist. That way, everybody's on the same accord. We know that's so difficult in the disability world and the special needs world. You have to go to several different places that, and nobody's talking to nobody, and things are overlapped. So we want to put it all in one house, make it more convenient, and set up a successful treatment plan for your child, so everybody is talking to everybody and services don't overlap.
So hold on, for the novice, someone like me, can you expand a little bit when you say everybody? Do you also mean they're healthcare professionals?
Yes, so they're physician, they're speech therapists, they're occupational therapists, physical therapists, mental health therapists, all in one house.
That's awesome.
Yes, it's important because a lot of times you'll go to your physician, for your child, and they'll say, this is what you need to do. Then you'll have your therapist come in and they'll say, this is what you need to do, but they haven't talked to the physician. Then you'll have your OT come in and they'll say what you need to do, and nobody's talked to nobody, and everybody's saying, do this, and it's all so vastly different or so overlapping that the child gets confused, and then they're like, oh, the child isn't making any progress. The child's not making any progress because they've been told 80 different things to do, and they don't know what to do, and neither does the parent.
Wow. Don't you guys see the need for that? If you can clearly see the need for that, put in the comments a number one. If you clearly understand where that disconnect happens and how that can be so detrimental to the child and the family, and why we need centers just like what Maria is going to put in place. So we are really excited. So for people who want to support you, who want to know more about the center, who want to have more information on when your children's books drop, all your fabulousness, you action taker, can you let them know how they can stay in touch with you?
Yes, you can find me on Instagram at Autism in Black. It's all the way spelled out, Autism in BLK. Oh, BLACK. I'm sorry.
Love it. Autism in Black on Instagram. That is how you would keep in touch with the amazing Maria Davis Pierre, co-author of Fiercely Speaking. And yes, Fiercely Speaking will be dropping this year. So make sure you are staying connected. If you are not a member of Mastering Meaningful Manuscripts, go ahead and join the community now to stay on top, or you can join our mailing list at join.meaningfulmanuscripts.com. Okay, so that's it for us tonight, guys. Thank you so much, Maria, for tuning in, and make sure you share this broadcast. I'm sure there's somebody on your news feed, somebody you're attached to that has a child or is a family that's struggling with coping with autism. And Maria is definitely someone that they should connect with.
Thank you.
Oh, absolutely. It's the truth. So have a great evening, guys. Love you. Bye.